Hi everyone. Hello everybody. Hi everyone. If you can hear me, please do let me know in the comment section. And long time no see. I've been dying to come live for a few days now. Hello Tolu, how are you? Happy Thursday and happy New Year if I've just seen you this year. Hello everybody. Welcome. So this is going to be a very quick live stream. I'm just going to wait for a couple of people more. Let's see if people will come. As you come in, please like and share, please. Because I've got an appointment for 1 o'clock, so hopefully I should head out of the house by half 12 because the weather is terrible. It's -6. Thank you so much, Tolu. It's -6 in Glasgow today. So yeah, guys, come on in. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Have you guys? How many of you are aware of the recent news of this boy being being that was stabbed to death? Hello, Lekon Roland. Good morning. Good to see you again. I know. See, I've scheduled live streams, but obviously with my car breaking down on Monday, thank God I was not driving on the motorway. With my car breaking down on Monday, it just disorganized my week. Yeah, it just it just dropped a spanner in all I was doing for the week. So so glad I got it fixed. Yeah, so I got it back yesterday, and it was not cheap. You live in South. Well done, Tolu. So yeah, so when I saw, I think I should do a quick intro. My name is Webimo. Anyway, for those of you who are watching behind camera and you're not talking, my name is Webimo, and I'm also known as TatMomo5 and TMO5 Kandico. So if you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. So the video of this boy, or the news of him being stabbed to death, I guess me not living in, hello Adebimpe, my beautiful sister, how are you? Me not living in London, there were so many things I considered, I put into consideration. And I think before I started, my condolences goes to the boy's mother and to his family. And I was actually going to do a sit down video about this, but if I do a sit down video, I might not be able to pass across all I've got to say, even though I know a sit down video will have granted me more views. But I just had to, come do a live stream. So I was at work on Tuesday when I saw the news. In fact, I was on the train to work because that was the first time in years I've had to take a public transport to work. And I was just on the train when I saw the news, and I was like, "What?" So just as I was saying earlier on, my decision to decide to stay in Scotland was mainly because of this knife crime thingy in London. So it happened that a 14-year-old boy, his name is Kelyan Bokassa, he was stabbed on a bus in Woolwich about just before 2:30 p.m. on Tuesday. On a bus, broad daylight, people were on that bus. So it happened in southeast London and close to Woolwich, blah blah blah. It was mentioned that he died at the scene shortly after medical help arrived. The Metropolitan Police called the stabbing a horrific attack, while London Mayor Sir Sadiq Khan, heartbreaking violence has absolutely no place in our city. The amount of knife crime on a normal day, I was looking at statistics this morning. The amount of knife crime in London yearly is over 30,000 every year. Over 30,000 knife crimes. Like, it's just that all those people there, yes, no, I know they've not legalized or UK carrying weapon and stuff like that. But when it comes to knife crimes in London, it's like pure water on the road. People just, I thought maybe that's just their numb there. So like I was looking at statistics, and it says that over 30,000. Hello, Abu Bakr. Thank you so much. Um, it says here that in 2024, London experienced a significant increase in knife-related crimes. The police recorded over 15,000 incidents of knife crime by the middle of 2024, a substantial rise from over 9,000 in 2016. And according to the Sun, this escalation represents a 16% increase compared to the previous year. And then knife-related homicides in London reached 67 in 2023, with over 13,500 knife-related incidents across all age groups, making the UK the highest number of knife crimes in the UK. So when I read that story, there was another story by BBC where the mother was talking about this, and she was like, she knew her son was going to be killed. And I was like, sorry, what do you mean? Are you a seer? Like, how were you able to tell that your son will be killed and you did not do anything about it? So I'm trying to open the news here. So the report, his mom was speaking. Like I said, this boy is a 14-year-old boy. His mother said she was not surprised that her son was killed on London bus. And the story reads that the mother of a 14-year-old boy, blah blah blah, says she was not surprised that son was going to be killed, or she was not surprised that son was killed. Um, as it is, no arrest has been made yet, but trust me, they will find those people. They will find them. And so she was speaking to the BBC, and it described him as a very caring boy. He's kind. However, he had his own dark demons. He had his own challenging times, and had to be taken into care for a number of years. So this boy was taken. It was in the care system for a number of years, which then goes on to me asking the mother or questioning the fact that what was happening in the life of the mother for her son to have ended up in the care system. Because according to her, she said she alleged that her son was started being groomed into a gang at the age of 6. So what age was this boy taken into the care system for him to have been groomed by gangs from the age of 6? So she continued saying that at some point, Kelyan was underweight, very hungry, tattooed, and exposed to drugs. Please like this live stream as you come, and please join my membership if you have not yet joined my membership. And they have just enjoyed Christmas together, and it was back at school. One thing is this: these children or these teens, once they get affiliated with gangs, it's hard for them to get out. Even though they realize at point along the line that, oh, they've made a mistake, they've made an error by being a part of this, it's always difficult for them because it's just like cultism in Nigeria. When you enter into cultism and you say you don't want to be a part of it anymore, it is more or less like you're handing over your life to them. It's more or less like you're handing over your life to them because anything could happen to you. And I believe that's the same with this boy. So she said she asked for help. The mom claimed that she asked for help to prevent him from associating with gangs, but did not receive support from the authorities. And our son still had one foot on the street. That's the problem here. I think good morning, beautiful Abby, my beautiful sister. How are you? I've actually been wanting to send you a message just to check up on you. So like I was saying, that the woman claimed that she tried to get up. The thing is this: when things, I pray none of our families ever get involved in crimes like this, but one thing is this: when you are needing the help of the system before things get escalated, you won't get it. And I've known this for years. You will not get it. So according to her, she says she has been trying to get help for years. And I think at some point she got the help because, like I said, I don't know what was happening in her own life for her son to have been taken into the care system. And for us to have said that her son was groomed it was groomed by gangs at the age of 6, which means that that child was probably taken from her from a very young age. So when she now asked for help, maybe related when she started noticing what was happening with her son, she asked for help and there was no help. And to a certain degree, I would say I agree with that because funding, like the way they cut funding in everything, Abby said, okay. The way the government is cutting funds with everything, no be for joke, they are cutting funds as if. So when she needed the help the most, the government was not there for her. But when she needed the child to go into the care system, trust me, if you say to the system that, oh, you're struggling with your child, they will sharply take that child from you and put that child into the care system. And if care is not taken, wherever that child ended up, that family could possibly adopt that child to become theirs. And it's up to that child once it grows up if he or she wants to see you, the mom or the dad. And this also, I'm going to refer back to the story of that 13-year-old boy, or what age is that boy, that his Nigerian parents decided to trick him to go to Nigeria. And I think the authority or the policies in the UK is actually contributing to this gangish HU thing. Why I said so is because look at that Nigerian parent who tricked. Obviously, they know what has been going on with their son. You know, they don't buy him designer outfits, but he's suddenly wearing designer outfits. Is being found with so many things that his parents knew they were not the one that provided it to him. You know, there are activities, there are reports about his activities, his influence, or his activities with all gang issues. So as Nigerian parent now, their name is better than riches and gold. They decided to trick him to go to Nigeria, and they enrolled him in a boarding school, and they left him there. But one way or the other, the boy found a way to contact the British Commission or whatever to say his parents did this, that, and is wanted to come back. And yes, the authorities are fighting tooth and nail to bring him back. I would say if this boy's parents had left him, I don't think he would probably be alive to tell the story now. So I say kudos to those Nigerian parents for doing that to the boy. Then, like I said, there were so many arguments about, oh, that action alone could damage the boy. That action alone could. No, I'd rather he damaged him to become a better person than being slain on the street of London. And the parents will be the one crying and biting their fingers, say, I know will not be our case in Jesus' name. So Abby said yes, because the parenting styles are different, unfortunately. Yeah. So according to this woman now, so she said when she was asking for help, she did not get it because her son still had one foot on the street. Like I said, once they get involved in this crime thing, it's hard to leave. Like I also refer back to, it's just like you being a cultist in Nigeria. You know, when you're in university, all these boys that are going to cultism, and now you're now maybe now know Jesus, or you're now doing better and you realize your mistake and you now want to leave. It's like you saying you want to leave is like saying, this is my life, take it. Hello, I knew it all. It's good to have you here. How are you? Happy New Year. I knew it all. Said London is so dangerous for black. Absolutely. And like I said from the beginning of this video, it was one of the reasons why I decided not to stay in London. When I first arrived in London, in the UK, we stayed in Leicester. Hello, Samuel. We stayed in Leicester, and we only stayed in Leicester for a year. And then we were like, oh, let's go to Kent. But the family friend women were like, no, come to Scotland. And I never looked back. And I did not regret moving to Scotland. I did not regret ever moving to Scotland. And I thank God, because it's not by my power that I'm still able to have all my 5 kids. It's not by my power, but God. And obviously your environment. So, I know it all said, to parents, kids in London is impossible. Absolutely, I agree with you, because all the news I see every day is shocking. All this news of boys, especially those who actually sing and rap. There's a zone you can't go into because so gang owns that area. There's a place you can't go into. If you go there as a gang, blah 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 blah. And there was one news I was watching is again that a gang mistakenly unalived a boy whom they thought was the person they were targeting, only for them to realize that it was a wrong boy they've unalived. Lekon said, why can't they ban this knife thing in the UK? They've banned it, but people still have a way of doing it. They've put age, for you to buy a knife in the UK, you have to be of a certain age. You must show ID card to buy a knife. But still, the rate of young people taking each other's life is alarming. There are still good kids in London. Tolu, how many? How many? Only the child that has, whose head is focused or whose brain is focused on his neck. Abby said, I think parents can only do their best and leave the rest. Exactly, because at the end of the day, the system in this country is not even helping. I was having a discussion with a colleague at work last time that my son misbehaved. I can't remember what he did a few years ago. And I tried to, raise my hand to like slap him. If you see the way he held my hands, I thought my arm was going to fall off. And that was the last time I ever tried to. But what I do now is talk. My mouth is very, very sharp when it comes to saying things to them that will make them sit down and reflect on what they've done. I'm not going to be that parent who's going to try and raise their hand on their child, and in the process you fall and you cannot stand up again. God forbid that for me. Abby said, because I can say for sure that once I left home, I went to uni, not everything I did will have been condoned by my parents. True. Tolu said, children with both parents and well guarded are doing well in London. there's a clause to that. Children with both parents, there's a clause, because at the end of the day, even children with both parents are working. Can they account for the everything that their children is doing while they're at work? Can they account? Tolu, you know how it goes now. You know how it goes. I don't know why all this chat are these messages are disappearing. I knew also said girls are okay if you're handsome parent. Yes, but black boys are no way unless you can afford not to work. Exactly, that's what I'm trying to say. Tolu, read that comment, but I knew it all. Read that comment here. With boys, it's hard. Girls, it might be maybe boys, maybe frolicking with boys, but with girls, I mean, with boys, gang issues is hard, especially in London. It's hard, really, really hard. So let's really read this lady story, and then I read your comments, and then like I said, it's not going to be a very long live stream. So this mom said she asked for it, but there was no help, and as a result, she was traumatized and shocked. She said she was traumatized and shocked by his death, but not surprised because she knew this was going to happen. And I was like, eh? When I was reading it, I was like, eh? And you as a mother, you did not try to do anything. Where did you originated from originally? Why don't you catapult him back to where you originated from originally, like those Nigerian parents did? I think from the name, I think they look Jamaican. Why not catapult him back to home country? That was my question. And like I said, I don't know what was going on in her life for her to have handed that child into the care system. Tolu said, it all depends on the parenting style. Okay, I have two teenagers, a boy and a girl. I work. Okay. I knew it all said, Tolu, you are right, but it depends on the school. The cost of living makes it hard for fathers to be aunts. Exactly. And then you have schools telling kids they have exactly, that's where I'm going to go at next. Like I said, I screamed at my child one time ago, and this time like, why are you screaming? Only for me to find out at some point that if you even scream, my child is talking back at me that I can't scream at him or her, because obviously they know what they've been told at school. If your parents do this, this is what you can do, and I am aware of that. So at times when I'm screaming, I need to learn to tone it down a little bit. I need to learn to tone it down a little bit. So I felt like the system in this country is not even allowing the parent to be able to parent their child the way they should be properly parented. The system is not helping. Me being a black person, I know the system is not helping me parent my children. For the maybe the white counterpart, is their country, they are used to that kind of life. But me being an immigrant and I want to parent my child the way I felt is the way I should parent them. The system is not helping with that. You do it as a parent, you end up in jail yourself, and your child will be free to roam the street and do whatever they like as a desire. The amount of Nigerian kids in foster care is legal is shocking. I know it all. Like I do interpreting for children hearing, and I see loads. The one I attended late last year, the adoptive parent, I mean the parents who were looking after that boy now wants to adopt him, and these are gay men. They want to adopt the son of a woman who said she was going through mental issues because she was claiming asylum. She was claiming asylum, saying she was going through mental illnesses, and she was admitted in hospital. So obviously, social services came, took her child. So the child has been in the system for almost 5 years. No, the mom is doing fine now. She's gone to school. She's graduated. She's doing well for herself. Now they still won't give the son back to her. And these men that were looking after the boy are now they've put in a application say they want to adopt the boy. Me, I just keep my mouth shut because I'm not allowed to say anything. All I'm there to do is to translate Yoruba to English language. I can't air my opinion. I can't air my emotions. I was just sitting down there and I was thinking in my mind, like seriously? Tolu said it is about getting involved in the children's life. Both parents are needed to train the children. One thing is this, Tolu. I'm involved in my children's life as much as possible. But it is not everything they do, they tell you. It is not everything they do, they tell you. I want you to know that. I don't know what ages your children are, but it is not everything. No matter how close you are to your kids, it is not everything they tell you. I've got 5 kids. The oldest is 20 years old. The second one is 19. The third one is 18. My oldest, I cannot sit down here. I'm not going to paint it black. I'm not going to paint it purple or anything. I can tell you 100% that it is not everything that my child does, my oldest does, that I know, because she does not tell me everything. She is selective in things to tell me. Also selective in things she tells her dad, which means that she only tells us what she wants us to know. And then she does other things. And other things she does, once it backfires, that is when she comes back home to tell us about it. So this is a home where both father and mother are there. At least one of us is more into the children than the other. In my own opinion, my own case, my husband is more, spends more time with my children because I'm away all the time. And with that being said, still, like I said, of all my children, my oldest, maybe she tells us 30% of what she does. The remaining 70%, we don't know because she doesn't tell us. And like I said, out of that 70% of the things she does that she doesn't tell us, maybe when 5% of the things she does backfires, that is when mom and dad she'll come and tell us. And I'll be like, okay, why are you now telling us at this time? Why not tell us from the beginning? And at the end of the day, when that happens, that opens room for me to advise her, educate her more, and tell her the consequences of her not telling her parents what is happening around her. She's the only one who doesn't speak, who doesn't tell us. The other four, they will come. They'll just bring it like a joke, but they still come. Abby said, honestly, Tolu, I wish it was just that, but doesn't seem that way. We've all been kids at some point. Exactly. Even me when I was growing up, it's not everything that way. When I was traveling to Ibadan to go and meet my damn boyfriend, who is now my husband, I don't tell my parents that that's where I'm going. I'll tell them I'm going to Lasso to go. I'm going to school. Meanwhile, I'm on Ibadan Expressway to go and see my damn boyfriend, who is now my husband. So Abby said, which is not abnormal, especially with typical Nigerian parents. You are usually not approachable if you have. Exactly true. Lekon said, so true, mom of five. One of my friend daughter traveled to another country without. Exactly. When I was in my, when I was 18, 17, 18, I was in Lasso studying diploma in law. I was, the days I don't have lecture, because my parents don't know what days I have lectures and what days I don't have lecture. I'll just carry my bag 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to school, oh. My dad's already left for work because he worked at Nine Post then, Nigerian Postal Service. And my mom, obviously, is a stay-at-home mom, but she has a shop. I'll say, I'm going to school, that's it. Meanwhile, I am not on my way to Okokomaiko. I'm on Lagos Ibadan Expressway to go and see my boyfriend. So, Tolu, what are you saying here? Anyway, this mom said she felt odd because she tried to prevent. I felt, in my own opinion, she did not try hard enough. I felt, in my own opinion, she did not try hard enough. And this is not me blaming her. She could have taken that boy out of London. Yeah, she could have taken him out of London. If possible, back home to where she brought him from or where they originated from. Abby said, also, let's be honest, children are different. What works for one child would. Exactly. Just like I said, Abby did, I know what, my other kids will speak to me, but the other one, she just doesn't. It's only when a case, maybe a matter happens that she can't handle. That is when she remembers that, yes, I have mom and dad at home. Then she will come. Tolu said, between age 0 10, you can train them and they will not depart. If the foundation is strong, they will always be fine. Sometimes peer pressure, it is down to, well, but I'm telling you, Tolu, like I said, my oldest daughter is 20 years old. So maybe for those who are just coming, because like I said, my children have never lived with anybody. They've lived with me for most of their lives. And I'm telling you as an example of a child that I've been raising who is now 20 years old. Like, she doesn't tell me everything. Like this morning now, she said she was going out. Yes, I've been working all week. My week has been shitty. Car broke down. I was jumping on public transport. I was working from 7:30 to 8 o'clock. Once I get back home, wash my face, grab a cup of tea, back to bed. So I was not able to chat with any of them. So she said this morning she was going to some place to go and make her hair. Obviously, she already told her that. But when I was on the laptop, when she said she was going, I was like, where are you going? She wants to go and make her hair. Where are you going to make your hair? So I'm like, I've never heard of that place before. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, all right, okay. They won't tell you everything. They don't have to. They don't have to. Okay, that's your opinion anyway, Tolu. Lekon said, I don't blame her being a single mom. I don't blame her. Being a single mom is hard in this country. She did her best. Exactly. That's why I said I know. I'm not going to apportion the blame, but I just felt that I don't think she did enough. Like I said, I'm going to forever applaud those Nigerian parents who decide to send their son back home to Nigeria. Because I always say to my kids at the time that come, that I did not kill my parents, so you're not going to kill me. You will not kill me. So if any of my child start behaving one kind, Ninja, straight, one-way ticket, one-way ticket, no return. That is what we're going to do. One-way ticket, no return. I don't hide it from them. So maybe in a way, that is helping make them behave themselves. I can't tell, but because touch wood, thank God, none of my children are misbehaving. None of them are behaving badly. I will give that all to God, okay? Because they know me, their mom. I don't do what I'm not supposed to do. So let's finish reading the story of this woman. So according to court documents seen by the BBC, Kelyan was due in court next week for a charge facing a court. So this boy, next week, he was due to go to court facing a charge of carrying a weapon, carrying a machete. A 14-year-old already carrying a machete in London. um Tolu said, but they will always remember everything you have told them. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that because yes, when I've been scolding my children, they will always refer back, oh yeah, mommy told me, mommy told, yeah. Like even my other ones will remind the one who is the culprit that remember mommy always tell us this, mommy always tell us that, but you don't want to listen. And I love that they are referring back to that. Samuel says some attitudes are just inborn. You give birth to two kids, one is intelligent and the other isn't, and you watch them growing up. You see them not to change with all your parenting discipline. And it's true, some change and some just, yeah, I understand, I agree with you. I think at that instant, according to what Samuel said, I agree with that. I felt in a way that my oldest, all children cannot be the same. And yes, some of their behavior might just be their own way of doing things, no matter how much of parenting styles or skills you instill in them, what they have inside of them, which is them, will always come forward. So there's nothing you can do about that. Ademikpe said, where is the boy's father in the picture? Because it was never mentioned. I'm still reading because I've not seen anything about the boy's father. So, like I said, the boy is meant to appear in court next week for carrying a for who is meant to attend in court next week facing a charge of carrying a machete. Please like this live stream, guys. So in quote, his mom said he cares about the people around him. He loved to have his friends around, and when they were around, he would want to cook for them. His mom said he was very articulate. He knows what he likes and how to express it. He was good in music, all of that. He attended New Haven. I'm even surprised that he was still going to school because child who has been affiliated, who are gang affiliated, they will not go to school. They will skip school, and at some point the school will expel them. And that is when they'll have enough time to do all of their shenanigans. It's so sad that this boy's life was taken. He's only 14. He was only 14 years old. So far reading this, there's nothing about his dad. I'm trying to scroll down. The churches were praying for him. The school said they know him, was a good boy. Yes, people concerned about violence that's going on in London and communities. It's surprising how when crimes like this happen, London Metropolitan Air Ambulance is always quick to action. I must commend them because they said that when the officer on ground who attended the scene got there, he was able to so air ambulance was there. I must say that service is still working. Thank God our NHS, some of our NHS is still working. But unfortunately, this boy died on the roadside. He died. And with that being said, there was another death. There was a 15-year-old boy also who was stabbed to death in Eglinton Road in London last year. His name was John Campbell. He was only 15 years old. And there was a case of a girl last year, a school girl last year, as I believe, who was trying to defend her friend who does not want to date a certain boy anymore. So it was while she was defending her friend from a violent ex-boyfriend. And these girls are young, 16, 17, that's their ages. 16, 17, what business do they have with boys? So she was defending her friend from the boy she doesn't want to date anymore. And this boy thinking that, oh, why are you preventing me from this, my girlfriend? Plunged a knife into the girl that was protecting her friend. This girl died at the scene. Knife is a major issue in London. Major issue in London. And like I said from the beginning of this video, was the reason why, if you are a parent, London is not for you. Don't stay. Don't get me wrong, in Scotland we have our own shit game, but when it comes to gang knives, we don't have such problem here in Scotland. And if you watch my latest video that I dropped about life in Scotland, maybe racism, but racism, my child only ever experienced it twice. I only ever experienced it twice, and those twice I dealt with it. That anybody who wants to bring that shit to my way, they will have to think twice. But racism, tell me where in the world there's no racism. But in Scotland, we don't have issues of knife. We don't. Gangs, we don't. But London, if you are a black and you're in London and you're raising kids, only God can help you. Only God can help you. Tolu said men are important in the lives of their children. True. I knew it all said fathers cannot parent the way they want. They are busy working or under stress. If they dare to just raise their voice to a 5-year-old, it is social. Exactly. I just said that when I tried to use my hand on my son, he held my hand. And when I tried to use my voice, I know that there's a limit to how much I can shout. Because at the end of the day, I'll just come and hear or letter from social services. You scream too much on your child. And I don't want that. Social services, when they try to revisit in school, exactly. And there's a way the school corners them and questions them. And the child might just be saying it, no, but then the school will corner them, question them. Before you know it, you receive a letter or a visit. Lekon said, what I observe in this country is that the school, society, and media are more influential than parents. It's true, and it shouldn't be that way. It should be parents first, and then make it easy for parents to approach you if they think their children are going haywire. But it's the other way around. Hence why I said, as a Nigerian parent or African parent, if your child is starting to misbehave and you think that the system is not helping you to control them or to train them, ship them back. I'm sure their grandparents will be happy to look after them. What message did I knew it was teachers would deliberately exactly. I've not even read that comment before I saw I knew it also. So I knew it was teacher would deliberately ask the child, what did you do at the weekend? Yes, so they are not asking because they are interested in what they did over the weekend, though. They want to know the in toto and in toto. That is how the conversation will start. Does daddy or mommy shout? See, that's how they start. That's why I said you can't even afford to let your kids travel on the bus in London. What job can you do that allows you to drop your child yourself and still get to? No, there's none. There's none. It's so sad, it's so sad that this 14-year-old boy passed away the way he did. And I'm trying to find the video or the post of his mom saying that he was groomed at the age of 14. And I was like, what? So I think there's a video I downloaded. Let's see if you can listen to that video. I downloaded that video. I was going to do a sit down video about this, but I was like, no, I won't be able to do it all the way I want to do if I won't be able to say all I've got to say if I continue that way. Let's listen to a video. I saw that video this morning.
What's happened now? No.
She's not surprised. That's the mom.
Because I tried to prevent it. I've tried.
Hello, Cindy.
So many times. I screamed. I said my son is gonna end up being killed. So, and I'm sure next week there will be another one.
There's definitely going to be another one.
This is the only protection he can get. Because when they said to me, Mommy, now we are safe. I have people who really can protect you. And he became so secretive. Everything was to be kept secret. He will scream, do you want me to get stabbed? If you say anything, I will get stabbed, Mom.
Did you hear her there? She said that her son said, if I say anything, I will get stabbed. So just like I said that, he's realized his mistakes, but then it was too late. He wants to get out. And you telling their gangs that you want to leave is like you handing your life onto their hands saying, take, do to me whatever. Because for the fact that you say you want to leave, you will not survive. They will not let you leave. And if they are going to let you leave, you're going to leave the world. That's what they've done to this boy. You can hear from his mom there that, Mom, I'll get stabbed if I see anything. Abby said, also, a lot of children spend more time in school, extracurricular activities than at home if you do the math. You are right, Abby. It's true. It's true. So I'm trying to find, I think there's another video I found of where she was saying that he was groomed from the age of 6. I don't know where that email is. I'm sure I found the email somewhere. So like I said, I was saying earlier on that the statistics to the people like homicide victims in London. I was looking at it. Homicide victims in London in 2024. 100. Actually 116. There's a map. Maybe I'll put that map on my community later on today. There's a map with the details, pictures of the people that have died by knife crimes alone. And I've not actually gone to read the story of each victim because some of them are also gang related, but knife crime. So here there's a list of 116. And out of the 116, 35 are blacks. That's the homicide map of list of people who died by knife in London last year. There's 116 of them. Out of the 116, there's 35 of them are blacks. 35 of them are blacks. And out of that 35, 2 of them are Nigerians. So one is an Igbo guy called Okechukwu Iwela. And the other one is the Daniel Anjorin, the young boy who was on his way to school in the morning when a maniac, ended his life with a machete. And it's crazy. I don't know what they are doing in regards to these knife crimes, but I think as it is now, maybe there should be something that parents are now starting up to do and say, you know what? If I notice this with my child, I'm going to take actions. And if I take action, the system should allow the parent to do what they fit is a way for their child. Because like this boy's parent now, she said she tried. And I felt maybe she didn't try enough. She could have taken that boy out of London. She could have. Maybe if she had done that, she could have taken that boy out of London, and maybe that could have saved his life. She could have. Um, Abby said, if life was so straightforward, a lot of people wouldn't have trauma and would have the most amazing parent. But life happens. Absolutely, life happens, especially the way with everything is going on right now. Abby said, it's unfortunately almost impossible to run a comfortable house with a exactly, exactly. So it's so heartbreaking that this has happened, and those who committed this offense, they will be caught. Just like I said, they will be caught. It's just a matter of time. And for how long will this happen? For how long will this happen? There are so many things have been put in place. Obviously there are so many. Hello, Susan. There are so many things that have been put, because I was reading this morning. Like I did a little write up. There are so many contributing factors to all these knife crimes. Obviously, socio-economic inequality, where poverty and unemployment. So I mean, you guys need to know how many times I've been asking my young adults to go and get a job, and they keep telling me there's no jobs. I'm like, what do you mean there's no job? And I think what's happening with them is that they have a certain job they want to work. So my oldest says she wants to work in a bar, and I'm like, bar? No. What happens to customer service advice jobs? What happens to call center jobs? What happens to retail jobs, supermarket? What happens to store jobs, perfume shop, stuff like that? Why bar? And we all know, as a girl working in a bar, you all know what she could be facing. And I said to her, no. So since I've said no to that, every time I send her any job links, I'll now ask, have you applied? She said yes. Have you heard back? She said, no, I can't find a job. But in my own opinion, I think she really wants, it's that bad job she really wants to do. And I don't want her to work in a bar. So lack of resources. Yes, we know how they've been cutting funds everywhere. Cutting funds, cutting funds, cutting funds. And if these funds are not enough, most of these community places are working out of capacity anyways. Or at times they might not even open because there's nobody available on certain days. Or instead of them to be available Monday 247, they're only open a few days in the week, which is not really benefiting the purpose of why that community or that resources is there for the purpose anyways. you know um Abby said, but also being able to pack up and go is a privilege. Yes, yes. Like I said, when I read the story of this woman and her son, I just felt like, well, okay, in as much as I did, no parent should have to experience this, I felt she could have left London with that boy. She already told you, Mom, if I say anything, I'm going to get stabbed. Mom, if I say anything, I'm going to get stabbed. She said that. I mean, he said that. I felt in my own opinion, she could have left, or maybe send him somewhere, send him out of London. If for an African parent, Africa would have been the place to send that child to. Africa would have been the best place to send that child to. Yes, contributing factors, gang culture, and territorialism. I've heard stories of, like I said, a mistaken identity, a zone A, zone B, or you can't work in so area in London. This borough belonged to us, that borough belonged to us, and in the process, a young innocent boy who does not even know what the freaking hell they're arguing about, going on his way home, they all unalive him, thinking it was their whatever it is, their rival. It was when obviously the identity was released. One of them snitched to the police to say, oh, it was a wrong attack. They thought it was the person they were looking for, but it was not. So they unalive an innocent boy on the street. He was also 17 years old. Rivalry. And some of those gangs, yeah, they will tell them, if you don't carry knife, you're not a big person. If you don't carry weapon, you are not, you are not fully into the system. So because also a naive or a child who whatsoever, whatever is going on in their heads, wants to be loved by the gang, will also start carrying weapons. And then they will follow their gangs everywhere to go commit atrocities. The trade of substances. Naive, innocent ones. Okay. They'll use them to sell all their substances. And then they get into police trouble. That's how they start racking up criminal offenses, going to court. And then you do something, you enter into the justice system. That's you done for life. What is G-check, Abby? You people don't know what's going on. I only heard about G-check last year. I said, what? Abby, you said G-check. What is G-check? So these are some of the, things that contributed to this issue of, contributing factors to all this crime in London. Cultural and social norms. Yeah, in some communities, if you don't carry a weapon, you don't belong there. There was a belief that is, obviously your status, you need to carry something to protect yourself. So, like I said, I'm sure we all know that community. If you don't carry a weapon, they don't believe you belong somewhere. You know, social media influence. I don't think I agree with the social media influence though, because if somebody's on social media influencing, how are social media influencers influencing weapon or gangs or knife crimes? How? Family and upbringing, contributing factors. Broken homes. A lack of stable family environments can contribute to emotional and behavioral issues in young people, increasing the likelihood of criminal activities. I agree with that to a certain extent. A home could be broken, but if both parents are involved in that child's life, that child will have a stable home. That child will have a stable life. Hence why I don't believe that if a relationship breaks down, either of the parents should not deprive the other parent from being in the child's life. If a marriage breaks down today, the man should not prevent, if it's the man that have the children, the man should not prevent the woman from seeing the children. And if it's the woman that has the children, the woman should not prevent the man from being a part of the children's life. A broken home, yes, but if both parents are actively in that child's life, that child will have a stable life. All right, okay, gangster check. It's just tough. Parental neglect or abuse, contributing factors. Children who experience neglect or abuse may be more susceptible to negative influences outside the home, which is true. I agree with that. Lack of policing and community trust. As it is, police are busy chasing people that are carrying powder substances, whereby they give priority to chasing substances than chasing those who are actually carrying weapons in the street of London. They are busy chasing youths who are wearing hoods as compared to chasing the people who actually have weapons on them. It says here that reduce police pressure, cost to police budgets have limited the capacity. Yes, like I said, they are cutting budgets everywhere. Please like this live stream, guys. Erosion of trust. Some communities don't believe the police. We remember last year what happened when they were saying that all the immigrants should go back home. We all know the community that was most, that was most targeted. We know, and it's that same community that were most targeted. Where police got there, they were stoning police vans. They were stoning police on patrols. That particular community were targeted, and when police went to that community, they were targeting the police. They were attacking police. They were attacking the police as well. So, mental health and trauma, exposure to violence, witnessing or experiencing violence can lead to cycles of trauma and escalation. Hence, why I always say, if you're in an abusive relationship, abusive marriage, don't just say, "Oh, for you as a person, you will stay," but look at the impact it's living on the children you are raising in such home. If you are living in a DV relationship, your husband is giving you bad boost, or your woman or your wife is giving you bad boost, and you have children, and you think it's okay for you to stay, it's really not about you. You should consider what is going to be the aftermath for those children. Abby said, "Oh, definitely social media influence, drill music. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. The music, yeah, you are right, Abby. Have you heard the lyrics? I have. Oh, I have heard. I have heard. I totally forgot about that. Thanks for bringing that to my knowledge, Abby. Drill music, yes. Dun, dun, dun. That's how their songs start. I'm the day, boom, boom, this. That's how the sound always go. This is that, boom, boom, dan, dan. That is what those are the people Pastor Adegboye guys inviting to his church. All that their music, citing hatred, citing violence through their songs. If you're not listening to the lyrics, you will not know that that's what they are saying. You will not know that that's what they are saying. Andrew Tate, have you seen this? I have, oh, I have, Abby. I actually forgot about that. Thanks for bringing that to my knowledge. I knew it all said the fact is, even if you are good hands-on parents, if your kid has no sense and easily influenced, or the neighborhood is bad, there's nothing you can exactly. In my own opinion, I think I have one of my child can be easily influenced. I've seen a few things. She can be easily influenced. Hence why I'm really, really hard on her. Not like eating out. I talk. I talk. And now I'm trying to get her into some sort of mentoring. Maybe I'm too hard on her. Maybe I'm not too hard on her. Or maybe I'm not saying the right things at the right time. Or maybe I'm leaving the right things out at some point. I'm trying to get her some sort of mentoring support. Because yes, she can be easily influenced. A few situations I've seen, she was easily influenced. I think I've shared that story here where one of the friends she met took her to town to go get a mobile phone, and then this other friend collided with some boys she knew. They snatched that phone off her. But then before she left home, she told me she was going to hand a CV in for a job she was applying for. She did not tell me she was going into town with that friend. So that friend, at the end of the day, when she came home, she told me about it. I'm like, okay, you were the one who took your leg because you told me something different. You went to do something different. So take your two legs to the police station and go and report it yourself. Because prior to that happening, I have told her, discuss all of these things with her. Don't let people push you into what you don't want to do. But she chose to ignore what I've said to her and allow this so-called friend. I won't even say friend because this girl lives like 2 floors away from us. So other contributing factors, education and exclusion, school exclusions. Young people excluded from mainstream education are more likely to engage in criminal activities, including knife crime. That is like, you know what, in this I think children in this country, some of them don't go to school. It's only children that go to school that will learn anyway. But if you've mixed up with the wrong crowd, it's too late. Lack of role models. Yes, I agree with that lack of role models, which is what I'm trying to get for my daughter. I'm trying to get somebody that will serve as a mentoring, somebody who's not far off in age with her. That's whom I'm trying to kind of like link out with. And I think I've found one. And hopefully I'll try to link them up at some point. And I think they follow each other on Instagram, but it's just that they've not actually met, but so I believe in having a role model. Role model does not mean that that person will following them. No, it's just that what, they learn off each other. Maybe there might be things she might be able to even discuss with that person that she felt like, oh, if she discusses it with me, mom will just go para or dad will just go quiet. But yeah, I believe in the lack of role models. So those are contributing factors to all of these things, and I quite agree with all of these things. Yeah, London, the police officers, the government, they are trying to combat the knife crime, but in as much as they are trying, I don't think any of the things they are doing is actually working. They keep cutting funds. There are law enforcement measures, but I think the law enforcement have a better priority as compared to chasing people down the street of London who may be carrying weapons and stuff like that. Community and youth programs. There's loads, hundreds of youth programs, but when the budgets are being cut, how is this going to serve the purpose of what you're trying to eradicate? Educational initiatives. Yes, there's school engagement programs like No Lives. Yes, they educate them. No, no, don't carry weapons. There's no need for you to carry weapons. Look at that. If you do that, you carrying a weapon and using it on somebody, it's just like when you drop an egg, you can't pick an egg anymore. Just so as if you use a knife on someone, that person dies, you can't bring them back. And which means what? You're going to end up serving the rest of your life in jail. With all of that, some of them are still carrying knives. There's lots of knife awareness in schools. I've seen notices from my children's school. They do all of that. Mentorship schemes. I think they could do more of the mentoring schemes, mentorship schemes. Maybe like a drop-in session in school or in the community. But then they are now shutting all of the libraries now. Where would they meet? Funding, funding, funding. It is this money that the government are not willing to spend. But I think maybe if they put in more funding into all of these things they've set up, just maybe it's my work. Abby said, also Nigerian parents, try saying good things to your children. All this, you are mad, you are an idiot, you're a fool. I know words like that. I don't use words like that. I don't use like word like you're stupid, you're a fool. I don't use word like that. I try not. I don't. I'm not foul mounted. That's one thing I'm super happy about myself for. I am not foul mounted. There was a time that I know when I'm stressed, I'm trying. I fit the F word, and when I use the F word, I regret using it. But I've tried so hard to not. I've tried my best not to. If I'm upset with my kids, or maybe if I'm disciplining them, I try not to be foul mounted because I don't encourage them to use such anyway. Mind you, if they're in school, they're made to do it and all of that. But while at home, it's a no no. So if I'm telling them it's a no no, why should I be the one doing it? So is I agree with Abby. We should stop being foul mounted. We should stop calling our kids stupid, fool and stuff like that. Try and maybe say words that will encourage them, that will motivate them, as to using words that will drop their emotions or drop their confidence low. So yeah, that's a good one there, Abby. Legal and policy changes, stricter penalties. There are stricter penalties, but then why would somebody weapon someone or use a weapon on somebody and you're setting them to jail for 5 years? Like, make it make sense. Why are they not spending the rest of their lives in jail? Why are you sending them to jail for 5 years? You use a weapon on somebody, either they are alive or not, they should spend the rest of their lives in jail. Not the one that they will spend their, maybe at the end of the, I think there was the case about this Damilola Taylor. They found the boys who did the crime, and I think they've released the boys. They sentenced them to how many years, or because of good whatever, they've now released them. Like, why release them? And there was a case of two young boys who led a small boy to a train station, and they're unalive. Like, these boys were like the age of 12 and 13, and they took a toddler from a supermarket. It's happened here in Scotland, or I think, yeah. They took a boy from a supermarket. I don't know how the boy wandered off from his mom. They took the boy from his supermarket to somewhere along a rail line, and they unalived the boy. These boys were sent to prison. I think something Borgis is the last name. They were sent to prison. They released them, giving them a new identity. Make that make sense? They committed such crime between the ages of 12 and 13 years old. They now went to jail for how many years? You now release them and gave them a new identity, a new name. Why would there not be many more of that happening, or of such crimes happening? Why would there not be such crimes happening? Yeah, Jamie Bogler. Yes, I know. Lord. Thank you so much. You jailed them for how many years to release them, gave them a new identity? Like, seriously? So tell me tomorrow if another 12, 13-year-old will not go and commit such crimes, knowing that they will not unalive them. So all of these things, yeah, there are so many things they've put in place, but I just felt like with lack of um yeah, they should stop county fundings. And I think there should be more priority by the police. Obviously measures being put in place by police. There should be more, like maybe buses now. If you're going to enter into the bus, let the bus automatically scan you for weapon. And if you're about to enter, let the alarm goes off in the bus or something. I think something could be done, because the amount of lives being taken when it comes to especially these knife and gang related issues, something has to be done. There's more, like something has to be done. And I felt like all of these things that have been put in place is really not helping. It's just like when something happened in the care system, they will say, oh, they are doing a report, or they are doing whatever, whatever. Yes, they will do a meeting, they do an investigation. At the end of the day, they'll do that investigation, but same thing will still happen 2 years later. So what was the essence of the report you did years ago to prevent such thing from happening again? It's not about doing investigation or whatever it is that they hear, what kind of hearing, I knew it, or what is that meeting they do, so that they will know that next time it will not happen again. They keep doing all of that, but then 2 years after that report or whatever, same thing similar to that will happen again. And then you'll be wondering, but they did something similar 2 years ago to prevent this from happening. Why has it happened again? Inquiry or inquiry, whatever they call it. An incident happened, they did an inquiry to say, okay, in the future, if this happens, blah 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 blah, only for same thing to happen after few years. So what is the essence of that inquiry? Manuel said there is no institution, police, school, government, etc., that can stop this. Only parent, but parents can't do it in such a exactly. Yeah, that's why I said, just like Lekon said there, that the system is not helping parents parent their children. Yeah, the system is not helping. Like I said, you can't even shout too much. If you shout too much at your child, you will get a visit from the social services. In fact, they will not even visit you. They will call you before your child gets home from school, saying that we heard so. Can you be at our office 9 o'clock next day? You have no choice. You have to attend the appointment if you don't want them to take your child away from you. So I felt as parents, we just won't relent on our kids. We just won't relent on our kids. There's been several times when, like I said, it's hard raising children in diaspora. Like I said, I'm raising five, and I thought that the older they become, it would be it would be much easier. But no, my 20-year-old is showing me shaggy right now. Not shaggy that I'm like, oh, it's time to go to Nigeria. No, I just want her to grow up to be a very an adult who is dependent, who cannot be easily influenced, and letting her know that, yeah, I can only guide you. Yes, you're an adult, like, because she told me, she said, Mom, I'm an adult. Yeah, no, she's 20 years old, but at the same time, you're still my baby, you're still my child. I still want to know what's happening in your life. And with that being said, I've just made it, I know all of these things that she'd made errors on. I've always spoken to her about it, and they said experience is the best teacher, or you learn after you make a mistake. So I've left her to make her mistakes, and when she makes her mistakes, I hope she will be a better person. So I can't really control or tell her how to behave, but then when I talk to her, I share all of these things. I say, if you do this, if you do that, these are the consequences. Are you ready to live by the consequences? I have all of these talks. So if she now decides to go on and do all of those things, then let her learn. Let her learn from her mistakes. So yeah. But as parents, we should not relent. Even though I've left her to learn from her mistakes, I still keep, the talking. The talk, remain focused. This is not what you need right now. Be careful of friends. Don't let anybody push you to do what you don't want to do. Like that phone issue. Did you really need a new phone? Why, And there was no need for you to like say you're going to drop CV when you knew that that was what your friends was going to, things like that. So yeah. How are you, Pastor? Happy New Year. Abby said, if the bus is going to be scanned for weapons, then police will have to be on every bus. I would say if they do that, maybe if weapons got cited, or if a passenger is being scanned and they detect a weapon, the car or the bus, or there should be a system that automatically send a signal to any patrol police in that community, so they will attend, or maybe at least meet at where that bus is. So if a bus stop is at this, if a bus is at a certain bus stop, and passengers are coming in, and it scans a passenger and there's a weapon, I think at that instant, automatically, any patrol officer within that vicinity should attend to that bus straight away. Abby, I think that's another way to go about. So let's say, for instance, I'm at a bus stop, I enter into a bus, and the scanner scanned me for a weapon. There should be a signal sent instantly to the nearest patrol officer around that community, and that community, that police officer should attend to that bus. From there, they take it on, which means that if a weapon is scanned, the bus will not be leaving for anywhere. The bus will not be going anywhere. At that instance, put a signal, bus is out of service. I think something has to be done. Abby said, I can't lie, 20-year-old versus mom is a real thing. Hey, so I was speaking to somebody else, and she told me that, Wemi, you are in the toughest phase. Yes, babies grow. But this phase you are right now, you've just started. That was what my colleague was saying to her, and this was an Asian colleague at work. She was like, Wemi, you've just started. This stage is where you need to pack your belt. You should not relent. To them, you're stressing them, but to you as a parent, you know what you want to achieve. And I agree with that, Abby. And you also may be mirroring each other. So yeah, so that's just what I've come to say there, that it's so sad that this has happened. And I just pray that the culprits have been found. Let them be held accountable for what they've done. And if you are watching me here, or you watch this video later on, and you're one of the people who carry weapons, please stop doing it. Lay down your weapons. And gangs has nothing to offer you. Okay, gangs, being in a gang, it has nothing to offer you. Okay, it has nothing to offer you than other than troubles. Other than troubles. Okay, that's a young boy, a 14-year-old, like, it's still a baby. That's a baby. That's his life gone. And there was another one that was unalive last year as well. His name was the John Campbell or something. That was a 17-year-old boy. And the person who stabbed him was an 18-year-old boy. Can you imagine? An 18-year-old boy knows to carry a weapon, knows to slash somebody with a weapon. So yeah, the person who stabbed this 17-year-old boy has been arrested, and this one happened in Southeast London. And he's a black boy also. The 17-year-old that was slapped, and the John Campbell is a 15 years old, a black 15-year-old boy. So last year figure says that 116 people died by knife. I don't know how many of those were crime related or gang related, but 35 out of the 116 were blacks, and two of them were Nigerians. And the youngest of the Nigerian was Daniel Anjorin. I think Daniel Anjorin was also 14 or 13 years old. It's so disheartening. It's all disheartening. Guys, I'm going to round up just now so I can meet up with my appointment. I'm just going to read the last comment from Abby. Abby said, I feel like mom starts to panic and become tougher and often mean. Abby, me, I'm not mean. I'm not mean. I will agree on tougher. I will agree on tougher. Yeah, I will agree on tougher. Abby said, I went through that phase with my mom. Only thing that changed it was I went away for uni. Yeah. Only thing that changed. Yeah. Also, for at some point, I'm sure they will get to a stage whereby they realize that, oh, hold on a second, what my mom or my dad is saying to me, maybe I really need to cool. I need to slow down and start being away from it. But yeah, I just feel like as parents, we should not stop talking. We should not stop talking, and um policies have to change as well. Like the authorities have to allow parents parent their children. Okay, she had no choice but to also trust me. Exactly. So that's what I'm trying to, because my daughter was like, I need to trust. I'm like, okay, give me a reason why I should trust you. Because the last time we had this conversation, you said I should trust you. And I gave you the chance. Trust you. But what did you do? You still messed up. You still messed up. Oh, you don't trust me. Oh, you don't trust me. Oh, you don't trust me. Okay, I allowed you. A few weeks. What did you do? You messed up. You did the same thing again. So how do I have why no tell me why I should keep trusting you? Even though all these things that you say, hello and expression, we chat about it, and you still go ahead to go do the same thing over and over again. And I'm telling you, how do you expect me to trust you? How do you expect me to keep respecting you? Okay, we are at the stage of respecting one another, right? Hmm? But I've talked to you like an adult, like a loving mom to but you're still gone ahead to go do what you should not be doing, and you ask me to trust you. Tell me why I should keep trusting. Tell me why, if you want to go out now, you said to me, oh, you want to go and do this. Tell me why I should trust and believe that that's actually where you are going. And for me, my fear, it's not as if maybe I don't want my kids to go out. My fear, I always want to know where they are going. My fear is that I will never have, I will pray I will never mourn over a child. I want to know your whereabouts. Should in case God forbid anything happens, I will know where to run to. I will know where the first point of call to go to. If it means driving down there or asking whoever is closer to that place to go there, it's their safety I'm mostly concerned about. Their safety. Because at the end of the day, whatever mess you get yourself into, you will learn from it, right? But I just want you to stay alive. I just want you to be alive. It's their safety that matters a lot to me. It's their safety. In all of it, it's their safety that matters to me. Because some people can just be raving mad on the streets and do the unjust, even though your child is going on their own. But some people are just mad and they'll just do something stupid, you know? So mostly for me, I'm just about their safety. Anna says, yes, so talking work. This is talking that I do now. We'll keep for that talking, I will not get tired. We'll keep talking. If it means shout, we'll go shout. If it means scream, we'll scream. But talking, I'm not going to stop with that. Abby said, I realized, I understand it, but the methods are often counterproductive. Mm. So now I don't think I shout mostly. So it's just like, you want them to do something, you tell them in a cool manner, you're not angry, like, oh, can you do that? Make sure you do this before I get back. Make sure you do that. You've given them all of that talk style, like make sure you do this. Oh, what plans have you got today? Okay, before you do that, can you make sure you do this, do this? You said that like multiple times. Hello, Mary Sugar. I'm just rounding up, guys. You've said that like multiple times. And after you've said that to them like multiple times, even maybe multiple days, and what you told them to do, they've still not done it. And you come back. In my own opinion, once I've been saying that for this, in a cool manner that yes, we are respecting one another, right? We speak to each other, right? I've given you the chance. Oh, please do this, do that. Can you do this? Can you do that? Can you not do this? Can you not do that? And then I come back and you've done the same thing. I will shout to. In fact, if I get megaphone, I'll use megaphone to shout when I'm talking to you. So that's how I do it. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go now. Parents, let's keep talking to our kids. To them, it might feel as if we are stressing them, but don't relent. Keep pushing to know who they are meeting, who they are talking to, who they are moving with, where they go, and stuff like that. At some point, my all of my kids, we had like a location tag thing that wherever they go, we can see. My daughter removed herself from that app, which means so when I realized that she moved herself, I just said to her, whatever you do, just stay safe. So anyway, guys, let me go. Thank you so much for Mary Sugar. If you had the chance, you can watch over again if you have the time. Thank you so much, each and every one of us. Parenting is hard, and hence why most of my videos I'm encouraging, especially if you are African parents, if you can move to Scotland, do it. Scotland is peaceful. I don't know of other places. I've been in Scotland, for it's going to be 20 years in February. I've been in Scotland, so if you can move to Scotland, do it. Life is cheap here. It's calm. I'm not saying that Scotland does not have its own, but come on. If I go and bring the statistics now in terms of knife-related crimes, it is nothing. In fact, it is maybe a tiny mini fraction of what is happening in London. Scotland is peaceful, it's safe. Life is relatively cheap here. It might not be as bubbly as London, or maybe there might not be nightlife or African whatever. It might not be as bubbly as you want, but peace of mind to be able to raise your kids the way you want it. I think you should consider moving to Scotland. And yes, praying as well, because like I said, we're just all trying. I don't know everything all. It's all, I'm just trying my best. Okay. So this is the end of my video. Thanks so much for each and every one of you. And yes, I got my car fixed and it was not cheap. Do you know one thing my husband did? My car was coming up with a um coolant level low. And I was like, I find that strange because I only did servicing last year December or December there. So it should not be complaining about coolant because they will check your coolant, they will check your engine oil, right? So for my car to be coming up showing me coolant level low, maybe they did not top up or they did not check the coolant. Anyway, my husband now went to go and buy coolant and he poured it in the engine oil bay because after a few days the car has still not resetted. It's still showing coolant level low, coolant level low. So when he told me that that was the place, I was like, no, that place we went to put coolant, I think that's engine oil. Oh. He was arguing with me. Anyway, coming back home on Monday there, my car broke down. It started with the battery light came on. I drove for 5 minutes, battery energy saver. Before I knew it, parked the car is overheating, blah 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 blah. And then the car loses power. And I just managed to park it on the roadside. So the following day, if I try to call the road safety, road recovery, the garage I would want them to tow the vehicle to, they will have closed by then. So I tried to leave it till the following day. So on Tuesday I called them, took about 3 hours, got there, and I asked the guy, "Oh, but that please, oh, it's not as if I don't know the answer to this question, oh, but please, can you tell me which of these components do I put coolant?" And the guy pointed. I'm like, "Thank you so much. I know what my husband has put coolant in the engine." Well, the guy just burst out laughing. And I called my husband on the phone. That come, the guy just told me that what I told you was the right thing. So obviously that is not part of what happened to the car. So I think the issue with the car was the auxiliary belt. So auxiliary belt is a belt that once the car is moving, it automatically charges the car. So that belt was loose, and that was what came off, which meant that the car overheated and stuff like that. So eventually we got it fixed. It was 220 pounds, and I was like, January, why are you being expensive to me? Yeah, 220 pound, but yeah, got the car back now, so I'm happy. And my high saw shaggy. For the 2 days I had to take public transport, and it's -4. It's been -4 in Glasgow since Tuesday. You can imagine living home at 6:15, so I could catch my train for 6:48 in the -4 weather in the morning. And then when that train gets to my work, I will need to take a 12 minutes walk from that train station to work. Yeah, my high. So people that are jumping on public transport to go to work, I don't know how you do it, but kudos to you. I knew it all said that's so annoying when your car breaks down like that. It's best to sometimes just get a new car, as once they start messing with the car, it's never the same again. You know what? I knew how I've had my car. To be honest, I must be honest, my car has really served me well. I've had it since 2014. It's a 13 plate and I had it brand new. It's a 7-seater. I've not had to do major work on it. But yes, I've been wanting another car for a very long time. I mean, the kids are all grown now, so I don't need to drive a 7-seater anymore. They are all grown. If in fact the 7-seater at times when I have all five of them in it now, if their head is covering the rear view mirror. That's how huge they are now. So when they are sitting in the car, I can't even see the rear view mirror. Or if I'm using the rear view mirror, I can't see the back because they are sitting so high. They are all. If you see my kids, they are all. So now I'm thinking, okay, I need another car. I don't have to take them everywhere again. They can also get on the public transport. Two of them are learning to drive now. They are learning to drive now, so I won't be needing 7-seater anymore. But then I don't want to go through the process of higher purchase because higher purchase nowadays is not cheap. I knew it was I can't do public transport either. You see, these 2 days I knew that. So I'm hoping what I'm hoping is maybe and the car is still like the body of the car is perfect. Everything about the car is perfect. And the mileage, like I said, is a 13 plates. The mileage is less than 80,000. I've not even acquired 80,000 mileage on it. I knew it all. I've had that car for since 2014 and it's less than 80,000 mileage. So every time I take it to a garage, the guy will like, "Do you drive this car?" I'm like, "Yeah, I drive it." So I've actually looked after the car a lot. So I'm thinking my plan is maybe sell it off and buy a smaller one with whatever I get from it and add a little bit of money. So I don't necessarily have to buy a brand new car now. But yeah, if I'm going to drive any car now, it has to be either an SUV, a car that is higher up. Like it has to be higher up. I can't drive a lower car. So we'll see what 2025 has in store for me. So yeah, but I'm just glad that I have my Molue back. I'm happy that I have my mini bus back. I'm happy that I have it back. So anyway, guys, this is where I'm going to draw the curtain. Let me go get ready for my appointment. I shall see you all. Thank you so much. Subscribe, join my membership. The cheapest of my membership is £2.99. And you get more benefit joining my membership. Like if you have questions, if there's anything on any of my live streams though that you want to speak to me privately about that you think I might have an insight into it, I will be able to do that if you join my membership. Because some people have been DMing me, can you tell us about asylum? I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. Go join my membership. If you join my membership, that is me trying to give you my knowledge. Okay. Somebody is here on the street of White saying you should come and lose weight. Come and pay £100 to lose weight. So £3 at night is not a lot, and £20 a month. If you can afford it. If you have any questions, I'm happy to do that. So join my membership, okay? Join my membership. Subscribe if you've not yet done so. Share this video. Turn on the post notification. I'm open for collaborations. If you are a brand, small brand, big brand, whatever brand, I'm open to collaborations. Feel free to contact me. If it's something that I can do, yes, I will do. If not, we can always talk about it, okay? So yeah, thanks so much, guys. I shall go now. It's my day off today. I should be sleeping because I'm tired. But I will see you guys later and have an amazing, amazing Thursday. And yes, we have a live stream tonight at 7 o'clock. We need to talk about those Nollywood people that are carrying substances and they are giving us lifestyle of hardworking Nollywood people. We'll be talking about them tonight. Thank you so much. I shall see you all tonight and do have an amazing day today. All right. Bye everyone. Bye Anil or Abby. Everybody in the comment section. I see you all. Thank you so much for your contribution. You are highly, highly appreciated. All right. Bye.